Hi, welcome back to Building with Blocks. This is the special episode where I'm going to show you how to move your entire PeepSo based website built with Gecko theme to a new block theme. This is probably the most often asked question within our community, and it's time to answer it properly. Unlike previous videos in our Building with Blocks series, this one is going to be a very long one. It's practically impossible for me to explain how migration, because this is what it is, entire migration from one theme to another under 10 minutes, but I'll make sure to add timestamps in the description so you can easily scroll to the subject that is of most interest to you. That said, take a cup of coffee or tea, whatever you prefer, sit back, relax, and enjoy. Let's start with the layout first. When you look at this page, what exactly do you see? What is the first thing that comes to your mind? If you answered that I'm using Gecko, you are completely right, because this layout is automatically recognizable to everyone who ever used Gecko theme. Your site, of course, might have some subtle differences. For example, your header might not be black. You might not have a WooCommerce installed. You might stretch your website to show full width. You maybe have different arrangement of widgets in the right sidebar. But generally, this layout remains the same and consistent throughout every page. And we can easily see that by navigating away. Let's go to the groups, for example. Still the same thing. We have our consistent layout, only the middle area changes or content area changes. Let's go to the blog. Same thing. Our layout is the same, blog area or content area changes. Let's load the third-party plugin even. Still, again, same thing. Our layout remains the same, content area changes. That isn't to say that you are stuck with this layout in Gecko theme. You can easily remove your sidebars, or both sidebars if you wish, from this page specifically, and only this page. To do that, we will go to this page in the WordPress editor, scroll down a little bit, and find the options for the sidebars to hide both left or right. Let's hide both of them. Save this page, and now when the page is saved, when I look at it, my sidebars are not loaded anymore. So I still do have some options to control the layout, but I need to do it individually per page. You may also notice that I had to go to a page itself in order to change the layout. And Block Theme kind of fixes this by separating the content from the design, and design is completely done in editor, while content is done in your pages and posts. We'll talk about that later. For now, it is only important to understand the difference between the content and the layout. Alright, so let's go back to the front page again. So this is our entire layout, and only this thing in the middle is our content. Alright, remember that. Now I know you are eager to start using the block theme, but if you activate the block theme at this point, you will only set yourself for disaster. So I activated the block theme. Let's refresh this page and see how our website looks now. So it's completely different. Basically, everything is different. Our header is not black anymore. The site layout is resembling what we had before, but the color scheme is completely different. Widget placement is different. Everything is different, basically. All right, so let's revert back to PeepSo theme. Let's see if it's reverted properly. It is. Okay, let's discuss what you need to do before making a switch. The first thing I will advise you to do, and this is completely optional but recommended, is to create your brand manual. In that brand manual, it doesn't have to be anything fancy. You can just create a simple text file, but in it, note all of the important colors that you are using on your website. For example, I would add that background for my notification is of this color. Some important backgrounds are of this color. Note all of the important stuff that identify your brand and put it in a brand manual. Later on, you can refer to that brand manual when you are setting up the blog theme. I will go that far to actually add all of my widgets to the brand manual and say, in the right sidebar, I will have community hashtags, latest photos, latest media, and latest members. Because, and this is very important, pay attention, when you switch to the blog theme, there will be no more widgets, only blocks. And yeah, some of you might say, just a few moments ago, I did show the blog theme and you saw the widgets there. Let me show you the blog theme one more time. What you see here might resemble the widgets that you're used to in Gecko theme, but they are not. These are blocks. Everything you see in the left and the right sidebar are blocks. In fact, blog theme goes away from widgets completely. Once you switch to the blog theme, there will be no more settings in the backend, to adjust your widgets in the widget positions, all of that, sidebar left, sidebar right, display this widget under that widget. None of that is applicable to the blog themes. Everything you see here is made with blocks. That's why I recommend you to actually add the list of your widgets that were displayed in the left and the right sidebar respectively, so you can later refer to your brand manual and add them as blocks. So here what I have is my little brand manual. I recommend that you make it a more comprehensive than this, but for the purposes of this tutorial, it will be enough. It contains my primary or main color. It contains what is my link color, a reminder that header should be black, left sidebar, what's in it, what's in the right sidebar, okay? You can make your brand manuals to be as big as possible, and I don't recommend it to be shorter than this, right? But I do recommend that you have one. The next thing I will recommend you to do is to hide your site behind the maintenance page. There are plenty of plugins which will allow you to have your own coming soon or maintenance page, because this is particularly important as there will be some downtime and you don't want your members, your users, to see that you are working on the site. Let's just show them the coming soon page and maybe have a timer on it, when will it be done, so they know that you are working on the site. Like I said, there will be some downtime, so I strongly suggest that you do not do this on the whim, but carefully plan your migration when you have the lowest traffic, or when you have at least a whole day available for this task to complete properly, so you can monitor how everything goes and correct if something goes south, right? Okay, so have a maintenance page. I will not install any plugin of that kind for the purposes of this tutorial, because here it's not needed, but for your site I strongly recommend it. Another thing you can have is a staging site, where you can test all of the changes that are going to be implemented before you do all of that on the live site. The only problem, however, is that you cannot synchronize the staging site with the live site, so you'll kind of do all of the work twice. Okay, especially if your community is active, if people keep making posts and posting in the community, you will have a disparity between your live site and the staging site. So yeah, you can do all of the changes on staging site, see how everything will go, but you know, you can just hide your site behind the coming soon or maintenance page and work on a whole day, work the whole day until you prepare your main site to look exactly like this, but with the block theme. And I am now going to show you how to do that. So, assuming all the preparation is complete, let's go to the backend of the website and finally change the theme for one last time. You will go to your dashboard, then Appearance, Themes, and activate the block theme. Now the block theme is activated, but I am not going to go away from the backend for a while, so bear with me. What I have opened here is, of course, my themes, and I have my brand manual. Okay, let's get back here and immediately go to editor. Let it open. Come on. Okay, that's it. If you only see the recent activity and PeepSo activity shortcode, don't worry. That is because my homepage is set to be a PeepSo activity, and the block team has a bit of a trouble understanding all of that. But that is not important right now. What is important is I want you to know that I'm going to try to explain this as if I never really used block team. So how will someone who never touched the block team approach this? All right, so first things first, I want to reapply my brand colors. Okay, so first of all, first thing I want to do is copy this color from my brand manual and go to styles, because if I look at these options over here, what do you think? Where do you change colors? Is it in navigation? Obviously not. Is it in patterns? No, it should be in styles. It's self-explanatory, right? So let's open the styles, and here we have some colors. Open it, and you can edit the entire palette. Let's do that. And if you hover over the colors over here, you will see that your primary color, you have contrast color, contrast medium. Just hover over them and it will explain what it is. Okay, so primary light, what did we say? It's this color. So I can go to primary light and do the same thing, but make it a bit lighter. Or I can put all of that in my brand manual, remember? Let's do the same thing for this color. Start with the primary, and then what it is? Primary dark. Let's make it darker. Like this. And review, custom styles, and save this. Let's go back. All right, now if I open my website, let's see what happens. And here we go. The entire color scheme has been changed with just those three options done, right? So we started with brand manual, copying all of these colors into the appearance editor, and then editing the colors. Did I press it? Yes. Editing the styles and editing the colors, okay? You can do the same thing for the links. It's automatically applied because we edited the entire palette, all right? So that's how you do your colors. Next thing, remember how we talked about separating content from design? All right, let me show you the site one more time. Can you tell what here is content and what is design? Okay, let me try to help you out. The design is the structure of your website. So here we have a header, okay? we have a left sidebar, we have a right sidebar, we also have, it won't allow me, so let me go on this page, for example. That's a bad example. This one too. Let me go to groups. Okay, so on this particular page, let's do it again. We have a header, we have a sidebar. On the left, we have right sidebar. We have a footer. Oh, come on. We have a footer over there. And we have a main area or content area. This is really important because all of this headers, sidebars, footer, that is design, okay? That is design of the page. And the content of the page right now is in the middle and it's shown through content block. Let's see it. Not this one. If we go to the templates and open the page template that is currently enabled for the page that I just showed to you. Now, where is it? Pages. Okay, this one. Let's open and edit this template. We can easily see that we have a header on the top, okay, header over there on the top. We have sidebar left, sidebar right, and the footer. That is your design, okay? Here's the footer, here's the left sidebar, here's the right sidebar, and the content in the middle. It even has a featured image in the middle, but because we don't have a featured image on this page, on that page I was showing, it was not showing on the page. So this is the source of confusion for many users. I honestly don't know why that is the case, because sometimes I believe a rocket science will be easier to explain. But let me try to do it this way. Okay, so templates are what styles your website, okay? And let's save whatever changes I did. And the pages is what add the content to the page. Okay, so let me do it this way. Let's go back to the website, open the pages, all pages, and create new one. Let's add the simple page. Add title. Let's call it test page. And put some content in it. Here in the page options, I can set the featured image for it, but I don't want to do that. Actually, let's do it. So this camera girl is going to be a featured image for this page. And in the page itself, I can choose the template for it. Okay, so let's change the template and say use the, let's say, page single sidebar, and publish this page. Let's open it and see it. Okay, so what do we have here? We have a page with a single sidebar that is showing the sidebar that is shown to the left over here. Let's open the groups, and you see how this sidebar is shown to the left with the profile and hashtags. And if I go back to that page, I now lost it. Let me check where it is. Okay, let's view it again. Okay, so now if I take a look here, I will see that page that I created, and I can see the sidebar on the left. Now on sidebar on the left showing on the right. Now let's see why that is the case. Remember, in here I selected now where this is. Okay, I selected to my template to be page single sidebar. Okay, now let's go back to the appearance and editor and see what does this template actually do. Let's go to templates and find this page single sidebar. This is it. Let's click on it and edit it. Okay, I think you can already see where this is going to. All right, this page single sidebar is a template, is showing here in the header. That's how you always know whether you are editing a template or the page or post or whatever. This template right now consists out of header, sidebar left, and the footer. Notice how main content is never shown here in the actual content, but that doesn't matter. Let's try and remove this featured image block from the template by simply clicking on it and then deleting it. Okay, now this template does not include featured image. So let's save it, save the template. And now let's visit this page that we created. Okay, so let's refresh this page. And once refreshed, the featured image is gone from the template and therefore is gone from the content as well. All right, let me explain this one more time. Okay, so I want featured image to show under the title. So let's expand this and let's expand this as well because that is easier. So now if I click on the title here, showing me the entire structure of the template, if I click on the title and say add after, I can add a new block after, click on this plus sign and say featured image. Okay, let's save the template, go back to the site, and what do you think what will happen? Yes, the featured image will show between the title and the content because that's how we created it in the template. Okay, let me show you template one more time. So we have a title, a featured image, and then the content block that is showing all of the content. So let's say we remove all of the content from the page. So remove the content block completely. You see, be careful. Deleting this block will stop your post or page content from displaying on this template. It is not recommended to do this. Template is even telling you that your content will not display here if you delete this block. Okay, let's delete it anyway. Now save. Let's go back to this page, refresh it, and this is our content. It's not much, but it's some content anyway. Refresh it, and now it's completely gone. For the newcomers in Block Team, I completely understand how this can be frustrating. Okay, so let me explain. If we go back to the pages and then find this test page, let's search for it and edit this thing. So let's keep adding content to it. Let's, you'll keep adding to the content. You'll create your galleries, your whatever, right? So just add whatever you want here, your quotes. It doesn't matter. None of this will show. Let's save the page. And if we take a look at it and refresh it, still none of this is showing. And I completely understand your frustration, because right now, currently, you are editing the content itself, but the template does not have a block to show that content. All right, so let's go back to our templates. So appearance editor. Find the template that we are using for this particular page, which is, if you remember, the sidebar, one sidebar, single sidebar, okay? And you can either reset it, or you can go back into it, and let's expand all of this. Under featured image, let's say add after, and add the content block into the template. So this block is now going to allow us to have our content in the selected template for this page. Let's refresh it. And there is our content. Now, allow me to demonstrate something else. Let's go back to the backend. Go away from here. Leave the editor, back to the WordPress admin, and go to Pages, All Pages. Now I'm going to open the quick edit for these pages. Let's say PeepSo pages, like example photos. Let's do a quick edit here. Let's do the notification quick edit. Let's do the photos quick edit. Do you happen to see a common denominator here? Pay attention to the template. It says default template. Okay, notifications, quick edit, default template. Photos, quick edit, default template. Sample page, let's see what do we have here, default template. Test page, quick edit. The page that we created does not have a default template. It has page single sidebar. Okay, site registration, quick edit, default template. Sample page, we already been there. Quick edit, default template. So basically, all of these pages, you are using the default template. Groups, default template. Let's see, let's open the groups and see what template is applied to it. If we go to the templates, we can see that it does not say default template, but it says pages, which leads us to believe that pages are actually a default template for the pages. It made sense, right? So let's confirm that theory. Go to Appearance, Editor, then Templates, scroll down until you find Pages. There it is. Let's click on it before it even loads. And now we can see the structure of our pages. Okay, we have a header on the top, we have the left sidebar, we have right sidebar, and we have footer. Okay, so in the middle, we have content in this block over here, title, and again, featured image. That will, all of these will be coming from the page that this template is going to show. So for example, if we load the, I don't know, community page, or profile page. These pages are using this template, and they will show this sidebar, this header, this footer, and whatever the featured page is here on that page, the title of the page, and the content block. Obviously, you want to display a content within the template. All right, so let's edit this default template and see what will happen. If we go to here, and let's say, let's close all of this, we can easily see that we have a header, main, and footer. Main consists from 2 columns. Column 1, column 2 is 3 columns actually. So this is the first column, second column, third column. Okay, so in first column we have left sidebar. So let's remove that completely. Just delete it. Okay, and now in that column, instead of the left sidebar that was there, let's add something new. Let's add something else. Let's say we want just a paragraph and type hello. Save the settings. Okay, let's visit the site. And we removed the entire sidebar from the template that is applied to all pages. This is the recent activity page. Look what happens when I open groups. Look what happens when I open pages, members. And why is that? Because all of these pages are using the default pages template. Okay, if I go back and say, let's revert all of these changes by simply going back and resetting the pages template by going here and click reset. That will reset it. Now let's try to refresh this page. Let's check pages. Let's check members. All right, so you see how templates are affecting the pages they are used for. Okay, so in page, you will add the members shortcode to display the members. In groups page, you will add the shortcode to display the groups, but your templates are applied to those pages. Okay, so let's optimize our template, our default template, to be more user-friendly and display the content that we had on the previous site. So if you remember, we had in the left sidebar, we had only this profile widget. This time it is a block. And here on the right side, we had a little bit more. We had the hashtags, latest photos, latest media, and latest members. So let's do that next. Before we do that, however, we need to know how to do it. Okay, it's a little bit different. So let's go back to the editor. And this time, we are not going to edit our templates. We are going to edit patterns. What exactly are patterns? Okay, let me go, before this load, let me go back to templates and open our page template or our template for pages. You see how it's made out of several different things: sidebar left, sidebar right, footer, header. Okay, these are the patterns. All right, so let's go back to the editor, open patterns, and here we can see all of our headers, our footers, our sidebars, general, but there is so much more patterns that you can use, okay? So consider patterns to be a part of the template or the reusable block that you can use anywhere on your website. I will show you how you can create a pattern and display it in all your blog posts later on. Okay, but for now, let's change the sidebars of our site. So here, open the sidebar patterns and let's edit the sidebar PeepSo left. Or let me check what sidebar we actually use in the template. I didn't check that, so open the pages. Okay, we are using sidebar left and sidebar right, not sidebar PeepSo left, sidebar right. This is important, okay? I mean, you can always change it. You can go and, delete the entire sidebar left, delete and add it as sidebar PeepSo left. So now we are going to use the sidebar PeepSo left pattern, but let's not do that. Let's reset this template and use whatever is default for now, and that is just a regular sidebar. Okay, I did not save it, so it's not going to be applied. Let's review these changes. Just make one save and that's it. Let's go back to the headers, actually patterns. Sidebar left, open and edit. All right. In sidebar left, let's remove this entire hashtags block. Delete. Okay. And here on top, you can always expand and see what do you have. So let's delete that. Let's delete this block as well and only leave the PeepSo profile block. And in it, we are going to show community links, show the cover, and save this pattern. It will automatically be applied to any template that is using this pattern in it, including our pages template. So let's see how that reflects our site. Let's refresh this page. Okay, so something did not work. Let me try that again. Sidebar PeepSo left is not saved for whatever reason. Okay, but sidebar left is. So, all right. Let me check the pages template one more time. I think I saved it. So let's reset the pages template. No, these are patterns. Back to templates. Pages. Yeah. Reset this template. And now check again. So let's refresh it. And now we can see that, left sidebar is exactly how we want it in this template. All right, so let's take care of the right sidebar. Same thing. Go back to the patterns. Edit your sidebars. Sidebar right. And this is where things can become a little bit more complicated. Now, why do I say that? Well, because let me explain. Let's open all of this, and before this paragraph block, let's simply add the hashtags block. PeepSo hashtags. It will show. Let's save it. If I open this page now, look how it's shown, right? Let me refresh this page. And as you can tell, the styling is not particularly nice, okay? So this is because all of these blocks have their own styling. Look how much styling can you do here, okay? To speed things up, let's delete all of this. And actually, let's take this groups activity thing, select the entire block and copy it. Okay, so now before this paragraph, add before, simply paste whatever you copied. Okay, now we will have two groups activities, but notice how all of the styling have been preserved for whatever I want to add here. So instead of PeepSo popular group posts, let's delete that. And under this paragraph, I want to add hashtags. Let's change this title to hashtags. And here in the community hashtags, we need to find the option to hide the title or just delete it. Here it is. Save this template part or the pattern. Now go back to the site, reload it, and you see how it got completely new styling. All right. If you forgot what did you have in the sidebar, you can refer to your brand manual, or you can simply go to the appearance, themes, switch quickly to Gecko, let's go back to the website. Okay, we had community hashtags, latest photos, latest media, and latest members. So let's add latest photos, latest media, and latest members. Applying the same thing with, copying the styles and pasting and adding new block to it. So let's do it. Go to editor, open patterns, your sidebar right this time. Let's expand this, delete this paragraph, we don't want it. Delete this, we don't want that either. Delete this placeholder. You won't believe how many people ask us how to delete these ads in the theme. It's like I said, sometimes was easier to explain the rocket science than how all of this works. Okay, so let's select the entire sidebar inner group because that's the styling. Actually, this group's activity, that's the styling we want to apply. Let's copy it. Copy. And we need to add it 4 times. Add after. Let's paste it. Add after. Paste it. Add after. And paste. Okay, now we have 4 hashtags, but that's not what we want. This is going to be a community photos. This one is going to be community media. And this one is going to be latest members. So right now, let's remove this hashtag. And after that paragraph, add PeepSo community photos. Okay, let's search for photos. There we go. Let's remove the title. Scroll down a little bit. Community media. Remove this hashtag widget or block. There is no widgets anymore, but you know, it's a force of habit. Add after. Let's choose the media or PeepSo latest videos, I think it's called. Yeah, let's try videos. Oh, come on. Why can I see? You see, these little things about block editor are still bothering me, because whatever I searched for does not want to show on top. Let's say PeepSo community audio and video. There we go. Once again, remove the title. And finally, latest members. Remove this hashtag that we added, delete it. Add after. And after, we want to show members. PeepSo latest members. Remove the title. And save this entire pattern or sidebar right template part. You see how it says template part? Patterns are basically template parts. Okay, so let's refresh our page. It is now showing the Gecko theme, but don't you worry. It's going to revert to the block. And now we have our sidebars set for all the pages that are using this particular template, which is all the default ones. Now let's do some final touches to the pages template. For example, I want to remove this title from the page. Okay, if I go to the profile, for example, I have the admin great showing there, which is the title of this page. If I go to messages, I have the title there. If I go to notifications, you know, I want to get rid of this title. And to do that, let's open the template for the page. Templates. Find the default pages template that is applied to all of our pages. And let's simply remove this title block, which in turn will remove the titles for all the pages that are using this particular template. Let's check it out. All right, there is no more title for any of the page that is using that particular template. Okay, what's next? If you remember, we had a black header. So how do we change and use the black header? Well, it's really simple. It's a template part. It's a pattern. Okay, so let's go back to the editor. It's not a template this time. It's like a sidebar. It's a pattern, but this time in header. Okay, so you have multiple headers because I have WooCommerce installed. I also have a checkout header and PeepSo header. So let's edit this PeepSo header and say let's change the background of it and say use this color. Okay, that's going to be applied to everything under the header. And for the header itself, we can do the same thing. Select the entire header, switch to styles, and change the background for it to this one. Okay, but now we need to change the text to this color, or you know what I mean. Okay, and now let's click on this convert title, which is basically a site title. I've called it convert. Let's get rid of it. We don't want the site title there. And here for the logo, actually, let me explain that. Site logo. Okay, select that and use your logo that we had in previous version of the site or Gecko version of the site. I can increase this logo. You see? Let's put it like this. Okay. Save the header. And now if you take a look at the site, probably nothing will change. Yeah, and let me explain why. If we go to the editor, open any template. It doesn't matter which one. It will be applied to all of them. Let's say it really doesn't matter. Okay, go to the pages, for example, and click on your header. Now you will have the option to choose the design for your header. So let's choose this one. Save it one more time, or you can edit the header on the spot. So let's change the text to white and background to this one. Save it, save the page, actually template, not the page, and see how it's going to look. Okay, it's a little bit better, not quite there yet, so let's do some changes. We need to change this background as well. So let's do the same color. Remove the convert site title. Delete it. And in site logo, let's increase it a little bit. Save it. Let's see what happened on the site. Oh, would you look at that? Okay, and if you go to any other page, it will be applied even on the pages that we did not specifically altered yet, but we will have to, right? Where is our did I delete the page that we created? So let me check. Pages, all pages. Did I delete the test page? I did not. Okay, so let's open it. The easiest way for me to open it is like this, to save it and then view page, because I don't have it open and I don't want to exit the full screen. Okay, so we need to do a little bit more changes to the header that is applied to the. For the most part, it's looking great, but we want to fill out this white area as well. So let's go back to the editor. Open patterns, header, and look which header is not fully realized. This one. Okay, so let's edit that one and change this background to whatever this is. Save it, template part updated. So now let's check. Okay, it's still applied, so we'll probably have to apply it to the page as well, or page template. So let's go to templates, front page. What did we use? Page single sidebar. Okay, let's try it. Yep, we need to apply it to every page as well. So let's do that, save, refresh, and there we have it. All right, so it requires a little bit more work. It's not always fully realized to every single page, but that is because block theme kinda allows you to edit everything separately. If you remember, in the Gecko version of the website, in the header, I had the link to a cart for the WooCommerce. So how do I add to the header? Let's go back to the editor, open patterns. Let's edit the header. Select the header that we are using, and let's expand all of this. After PeepSo user bar, I want to add another block, which will be not paragraph, but it's going to be, let's see, cart, but not this one, but cart link. Okay, let's save this header this time, refresh the page, and just like that, now I have a cart link on my site as well. Now guys, if you ever need a reminder how your site looked in the previous version on Gecko, you can actually go back to your website admin and change the theme to whatever you were using. So let's go back to themes, change the theme to Gecko, activate it. Now let's visit the website. This is currently the blog theme. Refresh the page, and in Gecko it looked like this. There are subtle differences, like this cart icon is different, and the entire structure remains the same. So let's go back to the backend, move back to the blog theme. Now refresh the page, and this is how your site looks on the blog theme. Okay, so you can always see what needs to be done and what remains to be made. Okay, for me, I want to now get rid of this footer, and to be able to actually show it to you, I'm going to open Pages and take care of the footer and make it a little bit nicer. All right. So as you probably guessed it already, to edit the footer, you will go to the editor, patterns, and footer. There is only one, so there is no mistake. And you can change all of the elements in your footer right over here. For the clarity and simplicity, I am going to remove almost all of it. I'm just going to leave the footer copyright, and that's all there is going to be in it. But you can, did I delete everything? Okay, if you make a mistake, review one change, it does not let you to save it, but you can still save it. And if you made a mistake, go to footer and reset it. Okay. Now let's try this all over again. So footer wrapper. Let's keep the separator and leave the menus. That's it. Save it. Refresh this page. And now my footer contains only copyright, but it's still a little big. That's no biggie. Let's try to remove this separator. Save it now. Let's refresh the page. And it's now much better. Okay, so that's how you deal with the footer. You can of course design your footer however you want. For the clarity and simplicity, I just did the most simplest version of it. Okay, now let's go to the blog and see what the heck is going on here. All right, so let's first break it down what is coming from where. All right, let's go back to the backend of our website in WP admin actually, and go to the settings. Here in reading options, you can see that I set a static page of recent activity to be my home page. And my posts page are going to be blog. And yes, I do have all of those pages. You see, I have blog, which is a post page. And if I click at it, it says that it's using default templates. But what is the default template for blog? It's not pages this time. It's actually going to be, let's go to Themes Editor. Templates. It's going to be a blog home, okay? Because I set in my settings, let's leave all of this. I set in my settings in reading that posts page is blog, and WordPress automatically consider this to be my home page for blog and applies that template to it. All right. So let's go to Appearance Editor and let's see what's going on in that template. Blog home. Okay, first of all, let's fix the header. Apply the proper background to it. And now let's expand and see what do we have here. Remember when I said how separation of content and design is very important and hard for people to grasp? And to some extent, we did a big mistake when we created the templates for the blog theme, because we ourselves added the content to the template, because there is no other way for us to show you how and what is possible to do with all of the blocks, right? So in this template, for example, we have these categories: blog, feature, community, news, tutorials, releases, which are categories on our PeepSo website. It does not apply to you. Okay, you don't have this, you probably don't have these categories on your website. You will have a different ones. If you want to use this, you need to, change all of the styling of it, change the link URL, stuff like that. But all posts is just a button that goes nowhere. Okay, so people are coming back to our support and saying, hey, this template has a button that goes nowhere. Okay, it goes nowhere because it's just a placeholder. It's not even supposed to be there. You can arrange this page to look however you want and has all kind of buttons that you want. So let's remove this. Nope, not create template part, but delete it. Okay, so now in the latest news, we have a search. Actually, this latest news like a title. That can go as well. I don't think that's necessary there. This can go as well. Let's just keep the search on top. What do we have here? Let's remove that separator. Let's keep the search on top. And here we have what? Featured image and more featured image, texts, data wrappers. And finally, we have the blocks or query loops. You see query loop over here that is going to display all of the blocks based on the query you give them. So this one, no results find. What's that? It's just a column, nothing in it. Okay, what do we have here? It's just a column again. Let's remove this sponsor. Or let's remove these two columns completely. We don't want to show that. Delete them. Be careful, some of the deleted blocks will stop your posts. Okay, we have a query loop somewhere. So let's try to find it where it is. Stack, row groups. Okay, this is the query loop. What is going to be displayed in here? Post type posts, order newest to oldest. So you can play around with query loops. For now, let's delete all of these columns. So because I don't have a lot of blog posts anyway, so I need to keep this page as simple and effective as possible. So let's check it out, refresh it. I have a search on top, I have some query loops, and what is this read more? It goes nowhere, okay? So let's correct that. Let's go back to the editor. Where are you going? Read more, add a link to something, or maybe add something completely new, right? It's all up to you. How are you going to style this template itself? But for the most part, it brings a lot of confusion to people. Let's reset it and make it to be default. It brings a lot of confusion to people because when they see this particular template applied to their blog page, they are scared. What the hell is going on here? Okay, so let's do it this way. Let's edit it. And delete all of this except the header and the footer. Okay, template updated. Let's see how it looks now. Okay, I deleted the header as well, but that's absolutely fine. You can always reset it. Why do I keep open this? Anyway, where is it? Blog home. Let's reset this template and start from scratch. Okay, refresh. Now, like I said, people are totally lost when they see this this template, but you can do whatever you wish with it. You can make however you want, the layout you wish, the links, the query loops, whatever you wish to do, you can do it in that template. So, you know, people are confused. All of these buttons are not working. Well, they're just placeholders in the template. Of course, they're not working. What did you expect, right? Will search work? Let's try to search, give human. Not he-man nor human. Okay, search, and search result for give human did not return anything, but let's see this, for example. What is the template used here? Can you guess? Would it be a search results or something? Let's check page cart, page checkout, product search results. All of these templates are added with WooCommerce, and as you can tell, it's WooCommerce is already styling those pages. So here we go, search results. Okay, let's edit that template as well to correct our header background. Save it. Let's refresh, and there you go. Okay guys, this video is getting longer and longer, and for the brevity I need to stop at some point. I could talk about it all day long. There is so much to cover and so much to do, but for the for the basic migration from the Gecko team to the blog team, this is what you will have to do. Okay, it's not that hard, but I do see how differences between templates and pages can cause a lot of confusion to all kind of different people, because we are not all the same, right? We do not comprehend all the things in the same way, and WordPress itself, I don't think it's doing a great job explaining the difference between the templates and pages itself. The thing you need to remember though is that templates are controlling your design, which is your headers, your sidebars, footers, and pages do exactly the thing they are supposed to do. They are showing content. You add content to the pages and then apply your templates to that page. Okay, so if you can master that, you will master the design with the blog team as well. So guys, this is all I have for this video for you today. Actually, one more thing before we go. Okay, I know someone will ask for it for sure, and remember how I started this video? You can rewind it and see that we had a landing page. Okay, but there is no landing template in the blog team, so there's no landing template whatsoever. Okay, so what am I going to do here is create a new template. We did not do this in this entire exercise, so let's do this for the landing page. Let's add a template and say custom template. Give it a name and let's call it landing. Now you can choose a pattern and it gives you your standard pages. Let's start from there. But we don't want it. To be designed in this way. So yes, I'm going to keep the header, but I don't want any of this to be present. So let's switch to the list view. In the main, we have 3 columns. I want to have 2 columns. Okay, so let's completely remove this one. Styling for the columns, it's going to be 2 of them. Actually, let's remove all of that. And now we can choose the type of layout we want to be in this main columns, right? And I want to be 50-50, like this. Let's save this template for now. Why are you saving sidebar right? Save, and that's it. I have my header, my main content, which is divided into two sections, left and right, and I have the footer. In left section, I want to add featured image. And here, I want to add login. Let's say PeepSo login. Okay. Let's save it. I'm not sure why it's saving sidebar right, but that doesn't matter anyway. All right. So now let's go and see the site. Actually, no. Let's go back to our landing page. Pages, all pages. Let's search for landing because that's the one we had from the Gecko team. There is already a featured image applied to it, but it uses the template pages. Let's change that. Change the template and use our landing template. Okay, save it. Now, what happens when I log out? Nothing will. Okay, these icons that are not proper color, you can change that in the header and change the hover color. I did not. So, yeah. If I log out, I will not be redirected anywhere. So let's go back to the backend. And here in block theme this time, under settings, let's say redirect guests to the landing page and save changes. Okay, I did not have a feedback that it's changed, so this is something I will probably report as a bug. But the changes are saved. You can confirm that by refreshing the page and seeing it here. Okay, so now when I log out, what will happen? I am sent to my landing page template. It's not much for now, but like I said, you can make your templates look however you want. Okay, it really isn't much because Gecko theme by default styles the landing page template for you, but the block theme expects you to create your own landing page template. Okay, the bottom line is you can make everything however you wish. So classic themes like Gecko, they restricted you to one type of style. How we designed it, it's how you get it, right? But the block theme is completely different. How you design it, it's how you're going to get it. All right, hope that made sense, guys. If you have any questions, feel free to ask them in the comment section. Until the next video, I wish you all the best and have fun with block theme. Bye!